Welcome to EcoLog by Woodrow Sustainable Solutions. In our first demonstration, we learned how to create a survey form from scratch. The next step is to collect data with our survey form. And in this demo, I'm going to walk through the practical use of EcoLog in the field. Starting from the EcoLog home screen, I'm going to select Use Existing Form. This brings me to the forms that I've created. I'm going to select Ecological Survey. So this is the start page of my survey. In the upper left-hand corner of the screen, you can see the name of the survey, and immediately below this are my device GPS coordinates, expressed as X and Y data. They're currently loading because I'm inside a building. To begin recording, I'm going to select Start New Session. So within my survey, I have three recording options: point record, map record, and project details. I'm going to start by selecting project details. Here I can enter information about my location and the weather on the date of the survey. I'll start by selecting project information and filling out details of my survey site. So I'm going to add my name to a list of recorders or surveyors by selecting Update List. Fantastic. I'm not going to bother filling in the site note section. You can leave all of this blank if you wish, and filling out project details is purely optional. I like to do it just as good practice at the start of my surveys. Selecting Save and Back will bring me back to the project details home screen. Next, I'm going to fill out a weather report with some approximate details of what it's like today. Once again, by selecting Save and Back, I get back to the project details home screen. Now I'm ready to begin recording point information. I'll select Point Record, the top left. This brings me to the survey questions that I created in the first demo for EcoLog. The Point Record menu has some default common fields. These are species name, number, and photo reference. They're all towards the upper end of the screen here. They're all optional. Let's say the species I've encountered is an otter. I'll just fill that in, and I'll say that I've encountered a single otter. Now the beauty about EcoLog is that I can actually take a photo reference of what I've seen. Remember, this is all theoretical, so I'm taking this indoors. So I'm just going to take a picture of a wall. I'm going to select Save, and there you go. I've captured an image and it's linked to my survey form. It's expressed as image 1. It's worth noting at this point that you can take a remote point rather than use device location for a record. This is handy for recording observations from afar. The record I'm logging is a sighting of an otter, say in St. Stephen's Green in Dublin. So I'm going to use a remote point record. See, take a remote point in the top right hand corner. I'll select that. And that will take me to a Google Maps screen. I'm going to go to my current location. I can pinch and zoom, see where I currently am. I'm just outside Dublin Castle. I'm just going to select the middle of St. Stephen's Green. That's a point location there. And you can see X and Y data for that point location are expressed in the top left corner. I'm going to select Use Point. And you can see just below the pause button, there's X and Y data there, and it says in use, saying it is using a remote point. Next, I'll select the species category to record what I've encountered. And I need to pre-populate the signs category because I've selected drop down as the option for recording. To do this, on a Samsung device, select the menu button on the bottom left hand corner of the device. In some other smartphones, the Edit drop-down item will appear at the very top of the EcoLog form. So I'm going to enter a few different types of mammal signs that I'd usually encounter. Once you're happy with all of the options that you have, scroll to the top of the screen and select Save drop-down. I'm going to say that I cited the otter, so I'll select Citing. I'll just write a brief note about what I've seen. At this stage, I can scroll to the end of my form and select Save all selected categories if I wish to only collect species data. However, I also have the option of collecting habitats data for this same location. I need to select the habitats checkbox if I wish to do so. I'm going to do that. Okay, so I've pre-populated this option with this drop-down option with a single option, which is MGB5 for JNCC Phase 1 habitat classification. I have a simple question whether this is a priority habitat. In this case it's not, so I'm going to leave the checkbox for priority habitat unchecked. And I also have a little a field here for reference. I'm going to enter a very brief reference text to refer to what I've seen. Lovely. That's everything I want to record from this aspect of my form. So I'll select Save all selected categories. And that's it. It saves it to my phone's memory and is accessible later on for me to move to an application like ArcGIS. One further handy tool that EcoLog offers is to be able to create map records for polygon data. I'll select Map Record, my current location on Google Maps. So I'm going to just draw some brief polygon data for St. Stephen's Green. Selecting the location St. Stephen's Green, pressing Start. I can add different corners to my polygon just by selecting location, pressing Add. Once again, I'll select location, press Add. And then to end and square the polygon, select End. So you can see there it's created a triangle. I'm going to give the triangle an ID. Let's just say center. I can give it a description. I'll just call it park for the moment. Just keep it simple. I'm not going to bother entering notes. I'm just going to select save. And that also backs up to your phone's memory, and you can import this into ArcGIS at a later date. Going to go back to the EcoLog home screen and select save and close to save my data. Okay, that's it for this demonstration. The next demonstration, I'll go through some of the more complicated tasks that EcoLog can undertake.